Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America.
Forget the intro.
It's a
Forget the intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the face of somebody who is confused, dazed, and yet somehow proven correct. Welcome to a special edition of P-Dog Live. As I mentioned this morning, on the stream this morning, I would be back this afternoon. Hi there. Yes, I know it's my intro, but I just, I can't. Now, if you were with me this morning, by the way, hello Pincalo, the driving ape man. Hello Reterrapin. Hi Sarah. Hi Della Hazed. Hello Zombie Teddy. Hello Max Del Rio. A couple weeks ago, I made a prediction. I made a prediction. Hello, Irish Rose. Hello, Vanilla Bear. What's up? Hello, my dear. I made a prediction. A short couple weeks ago. Let's see. How long has it been exactly? I think it was 16 days ago. The day that Jussie Smollett was indicted. And I said that Jussie Smollett, even though there's probably plenty of evidence against him, hello Bear, update the thumbnail. I did update the thumbnail. The problem, Bear, is when you tweet, sometimes when you update the thumbnail and then you tweet it out, the thumbnail doesn't change right away, and I didn't have time for that shit. I really, all right, let me calm myself. I made a prediction 16 days ago. Jussie Smollett was arrested and then let out of jail, out of whatever they put him in when he's arrested 16 days ago. And I said at that time, you know what? They have plenty of evidence again. And the maximum, I think it was a 3-year sentence or minimum 3-year sentence or something like that. And the way they did it with 16 accounts, some people were bitching, oh, they could put him away for 48 years. Ugh. And I said, nah, that's bullshit. Here's what's going to really happen. YouTube is not updating properly again. It happens to me all the time. Anyway, and I said at the time, and I probably could find that recording somewhere. I said, nah, he's going to get off. They're going to give him some community service, and they'll give him a small fine, like, maybe $10,000, something that ain't going to hurt him a bit. That was my prediction. Well, many of you know, I'm sure it's still #1 trending on Twitter. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Jussie Smollett is trending #1 on Twitter right now because of this. And I'm gonna use a bunch of different sites here, and I'm gonna go through a bunch of stuff. But I don't want to spend my entire show tomorrow on Jussie Smollett. I'll just spend this one. And you know what? Yeah, I know. The thumbnail is a picture of that. Oh, well, okay, you got a thumbnail. Yeah, the thumbnail is a picture of Jussie Smollett, but the tweet unfortunately had Irate Bear in it still, but that's okay. By the way, Bear, we had a lot of fun this morning. I enjoyed simulcasting with you and all that stuff. All right, let me get back into this. So, as many of you know, and you probably already heard, and this is the #1 thing trending on Twitter because everybody's talking about it. That jackass, Jussie Smollett. Here it is. Charges against Jussie Smollett have been dropped by the state, and his record has been wiped clean. Now, this is a ballsy statement from his attorneys, because when we go through this, you're going to see that this is not exactly what they did. But listen to this statement from Smollett's attorneys, Tina Glandian and Patricia Brown Holmes. Patricia Brown is a pretty high-powered attorney in the Chicagoland area. I don't know the Glandian, but Patricia Brown is a big name in Chicago. Hello, Stargazer. And by the way, hi, Bear. Hi, Vanilla Bear. I already said hi, Vanilla Irish Rose. I already said hey to Vanilla Bear. Who else did I miss here? Oh, hi, Knights. Stargazer Knights is in the house. I'm the only one who pronounces her name correctly. All right, here's the statement from Smollett's attorneys. And this is, these people have fucking gorilla balls. Today, all criminal charges against Jussie Smollett were dropped, and his record has been wiped clean of the filing of this tragic complaint against him. Jussie was attacked by two people he was unable to identify on January 29th. He was a victim who was vilified and made to appear as a perpetrator as a result of false and inappropriate remarks, made to the public, causing an inappropriate rush to judgment. Jussie and many others were hurt by these unfair and unwarranted actions. Now, remind me of that statement. This entire situation is a reminder that there should never be an attempt to prove a case in the court of public opinion. That is wrong. It is a reminder that a victim, or victim, however you prefer to say it, in this case, Jussie, deserves dignity and respect. Dismissal of charges against the victim in this case was the only just result. Jussie is relieved to have this situation behind him and is very much looking forward to getting back to focusing on his family, friends, and career. The freaking gall. Now as I read now though, now this is interesting because Stephanie Wash News, whatever that is, there's also a quote here by the Cook County State's Attorney's Office. After reviewing all the facts and circumstances of the case, including Mr. Smollett's volunteer service in the community and agreement to forfeit his bond to the city of Chicago, we believe this outcome is just disposition and appropriate resolution. Also remember that BS. Now, here's the interesting thing. I've been going through, I went through a handful of websites since I've been back. I've only had an hour to really research what I'm doing here, but I've got enough here to make this interesting. Hi, Faithless, how you doing? And Faithless asks here, how about that collusion crime that was fully tried by the media? Yeah, for real. Yes, Irish Rose, you're correct. The Chicago Police Department and mayor are pissed. We're going to get to that. There is so much. By the way, y'all, welcome to my supplemental show who are just getting in here. Do me a favor, down there, right down there, you can see my arrow down there. Hit the share arrow, or if you're tweeting or whatever, or if you got a Twitter, tweet it out, or if you, or whatever social media you put it on. It never hurts to tweet stuff out. Now, also, if I get really too loud in the mic, I'm trying to watch my microphone level here to make sure that I'm not screaming and shouting and blowing your ears out. But it may happen a couple times, so please bear with me. So, what the nice thing is, so earlier I was going through a bunch of articles on this, and then there's and probably thankfully my buddy over at Ace of Spades is very good at this stuff and has been updating some stuff. And I like, it's Ace himself. And so I'm going to go through some of Ace's stuff, and we'll go through a few other things as we go along, and we'll just kind of get to the bottom of this. Hello, Deck Tran. Nice to see you. P-Dog, does Irate Bear look like El DeBarge? No. He does not look like El. Well, if now, Bear, if you're still here, please don't take this personally. You're gonna anyway. Well, if he had more hair and was a little bit heavier, I don't want to say he looks like a fat El DeBarge, because Bear's not fat, but El DeBarge is really skinny. So Bear, someone's gonna tell you that I said you look like a fat El DeBarge. No, I did not say that. I did not, honestly. Good God. Anyway, all right, so let's and P-Dog looks like iced tea. I look like a fat iced tea. There you go. All right. If I put, if I grew my hair out, although, oh, never mind. Shut up. Stop asking me silly questions. That's you from now on, down in here, Sarah, I think you're still here, or Night, somebody put my Streamlabs link in the chat. I am not going to say any more stuff like that without a dollar. All right. Here we go. So my friend Ace is all over the case. All charges against Jussie Smollett dropped. Sentenced to community service only. Kim Fox has already been accused of doing favors for Jussie, and does one more favor. Now, Kim Fox is the city's attorney. Hello, Smarty Bear. Yes, I'm doing another stream this afternoon, as promised this morning. By the way, if you haven't seen the stream from this morning, go check it out. We did a little simulcast with Irate Bear for kind of at the end of his morning stream and the beginning of mine. Talked a lot about the old Article 13, and we talked about, then when Bear left, we went back into Twitter trends. Okay, so no charges, none, zero. Jussie Smollett will not be prosecuted for allegedly faking a racial attack because all charges have been dropped. Jussie and his lawyers ran to court Tuesday morning in Chicago, where he was facing 16 felony counts of lying to police in the alleged racial and homophobic attack. If I hear that, I'm so tired of hearing the sentence, the phrase racist and homophobic attack. Anyway, Jussie will surrender his $10,000 bond. We're told he has agreed to perform community service, but that's it. The case is over. Now, TMZ claims the prosecution case disintegrated because the check Smollett paid to the brothers can't be proven to be in exchange for participation in the hoax, but can be claimed to be for workout coaching. Because, as we talked about briefly this morning, the check that the brothers supposedly gave, well, the check that he gave to the brothers, in the memo said for workouts and nutrition. Now, if you're a criminal, do I even have to say this? Do I even have to say this sentence? Let's say you're a criminal and you want to put a hit out on somebody, like you want him to go beat somebody up or just whatever, and you want him to go attack somebody. You want to go attack somebody, and you want to pay them, but you don't have. Oh, I don't have time to. The banks are closed. It's Sunday. It's Sunday. The banks are closed. The cash machines, you can only get $500 out, but you're gonna do you want to give the guys $3,500. So, okay, here's what we're gonna do. I don't have $3,500, but I'm going to post-date a check. I promise you. I'm going to post-date this check, and I'm going to write it to you now, and I'm going to give it to you. But wait, if I write you a check and somebody asks questions, okay, here's what I'm going to do. In the memo, I'm going to write that this is for workouts and nutrition, because we worked out in the same gym. I could just say you're doing some workouts. And then if they find the check, I could just, oh, well, no, I was just paying them because I had to get ready for a music video. Who Who the hell? No, no, no. I'm sorry. I got to be honest. I got to put in the memo that this is for beating the hell out of somebody or beating the hell out of me. No, they're not going to do that. Okay, so anyway, that's the TMZ explanation, which is fucking stupid. Moving on. So yeah, so that's the statement from the that's Stephanie Walsh again. Here's the alternative possibility of what really happened today, though. The friends who called in the Chicago DA's office to get special favors for Jussie got the favor they asked for. The head of the Chicago Police Unit had previously the head of the Chicago Police Unit has previously called for a special investigation into the Cook County State's Attorney. Last week, the president of the Chicago Police Unit asked the U.S. Department of Justice to investigate whether Cook County State's Attorney Kim Foxx interfered in the police investigation of Empire star Jussie Smollett. Further reporting suggests that Foxx may have interfered after receiving a text from Tina Chen, former chief of staff for former First Lady Michelle Obama, who just happens to be friends with Jussie Smollett. It seems totally appropriate. I'm sorry, I'm returning to the article after my little side there. It seems a totally inappropriate thing to do to ask a prosecutor to get involved in a case that early on. Martin Priebe, second vice president at the Fraternal Order of Police, told PJ Media on Friday. Chen urged Foxx to bring the FBI into the case on February 1st, 3 days after Smollett claimed to have been attacked in a racist hate crime. Foxx had recused herself from the case, but Fraternal Order of Police President Kevin Graham demanded an investigation last week. Graham sent a letter to U.S. Attorney John Lausch asking for an investigation into Foxx's interference in the Smollett case and her role in several exonerations of convicted killer. Good afternoon, Pat. How you doing, my brother? Such conduct merits a review by your office. Private attorneys are not allowed to interfere with ongoing police investigations, particularly at the request of private individuals associated with subjects being investigated by the police. In this case, a subject later determined to be the offender, not the victim, Graham said in his letter. According to the media reports on public documents, one of Smollett's relatives was communicating with Ms. Foxx about her request to transfer the case to the FBI. Oh, and also Tina Chen, former chief of staff of former First Lady Michelle Obama. But I've already said that. That recusal is wholly insufficient. In order for Ms. Foxx to properly charge and try this case, her entire office should have recused itself and a special prosecutor been appointed. Now we're going to chat about Rahm Emanuel, because Rahm Emanuel is pissed about this. Rahm Emanuel, the mayor of Chicago, former chief of staff for Bill Clinton, blah 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 blah. But he seems to be pissed about this. Yeah, maybe. The request for the DA to get involved was obviously an attempt to get the police to focus on finding the real attackers and not spend so much time wondering if Smollett's story was true, obviously. Special government favors for special government friends. Now, interesting, TMZ also updated recently that said, we're told the state's attorney Kim Foxx told Chicago police she was dropping the case. Now, get this nonsense. And I don't think it was Kim Foxx. I don't know if it was Kim Foxx who made the announcement, but anyway, listen to this. This is all right, listen. We're told the state's attorney, Kim Foxx, told Chicago police she was dropping the case because Jussie would have only gotten community service if convicted, and she said he has already performed community service, so there's no point in prosecuting him. Oh, so what would he have gotten? Wait a minute. They dropped the case. They're expunging all charges. What would he would have gotten community service for what? I will come back to that thought too. We could not find any record of but TMZ says we could not find any record of Smollett doing community service. We're told Chicago police are furious and feel something untoward is going on with Kim Foxx. Oh, you think? By the way, if you haven't been here lately, I did buy a bell. Anyway, so Kim Foxx, and this is a great point by Ace. Kim Foxx is offering you a buffet of explanations. Either they can't prove what the check was intended to either they can't prove that the check was intended to pay for, or what the check was intended to pay for, or Smollett's already done the community service work. He would be sentenced to serve. So why bother noting he broke the law at all? And then, and also, do you know the records for this case have already been sealed by the judge? When you have powerful friends in powerful places. Oh, my God. Oh, yeah, Pat. This is a good point, too. I'm going to read Pat's little thing, and whatchamacallit here. Kim Foxx has a picture of her and Kamala Harris together. Kamala Harris is cool with Jussie Smollett and was one of the... What? Huge. Virtual signals of him. Yeah, isn't that the truth? All right. So that's the first thing. Now, my second thing here is that's Stephanie Walsh. I already read her. Let's go on to Rob Elgas. Now, if you remember when I was starting to talk about this the day after it happened, there's two reporters that I really used as my main sources of information because they were local Chicago reporters who knew the people in the area, knew who to go talk to in the police department because that was their regular beat. One of them was Rob Elgas. And so as I'm going down his timeline, that's funny because there's already people after his ass. Wondered how long this would take. Wow. Will never stop doing my job. Thanks you for recognizing that. Now he's talking about this, which is this page that doesn't exist anymore. Well, let me show you what used to be there because someone had the sense to screenshot it. This gentleman, Cameron Johnson, is a writer on the show Empire. You reported a bunch of false information, but never retracted it. Do your job, yes, but reporting on links that have been proven false is beneath you. Motherfucker, shut the fuck up. Is Johnny Hellcat here? I don't think so. Good. I'm gonna be swearing like a mother. I'm gonna be swearing more than I normally do. Let's see, but back into Rob Elgas's. Okay, I'm going to skip that because I'll get back to Rob Elgas later. Now, here's a great thread because this one really tells you a lot more. This is Julie Bozeman, or Bossman, is just a reporter covering the Midwest for the national desk of the New York Times. New from Chicago. Joe Maggots, and first it's funny because when I saw his name, someone used his name without his last name, and I thought someone was making fun of the MAGA people and just put T on the end, but his name is actually Joe Maggots. The first assistant state's attorney who made the final decision to drop the charges against Jussie Smollett says in an interview, quote, "We did not, or didn't, exonerate him." They didn't say he didn't do it. This was a plea bargain. Everyone knows what a plea bargain is. You just try to plea things out, and they'll say, and I told you from the beginning, when they first, well, not from the beginning, but when they first indicted him, I said, you know what? He's never going to go to jail. They're going to plea bargain this out. He's going to get some community service and some just token ass fine. And that's what we got. Anyway, Maggots, the assistant state's attorney, said he saw no problems with the police investigation or the evidence against Smollett. The charges against Smollett were dropped in return for his agreement to do community service, he said, and for forfeiting his bond to the city of Chicago. Now, listen to that statement, and then we're going to compare it to the statement by his attorneys again. Today, all criminal charges against Jussie Smollett were dropped, and his record has been wiped clean of the filing of this tragic complaint against him. He was the victim. He is a victim who was vilified and made to appear as a perpetrator as a result of false and inappropriate remarks made to the public, causing an inappropriate rush to judgment. Jussie and many others were hurt by these unfair and unwarranted actions. Versus, we saw no problems with the police investigation or evidence against Smollett. The charges against Smollett were dropped in return for his agreement to do community service, he said, and for forfeiting his bond to the city of Chicago. We did not exonerate him. It was a plea bargain. But a lot of people are just already bugging for the camera saying, yeah, I told the truth. In fact, we'll get to Jussie's statement here in a little bit too. More from the assistant state's attorney. Here's the thing. We work to prioritize violent crime and the drivers of violent crime. Public safety is our #1 priority. I don't see Jussie Smollett as a threat to public safety. No, but he committed fraud. In a way, you know, that's fraud. It's lying. It's wasting thousands of man hours of the Chicago Police Department. I'll get to their statement too. We stand behind the investigation. We stand behind the decision to charge him, and we stand behind the charges in this case. The mere fact that it was disposed of in an alternative manner does not mean that there were any problems or infirmities in the case or the evidence. He was the victim who was vilified to make it appear as a perpetrator as a result of false and inappropriate remarks made to the public, causing an inappropriate rush to judgment. Jussie and many others were hurt by these unfair and unwarranted actions. Fuck off. Yeah, somehow, now I don't know if Miss Chen being related to Michelle Obama has anything to do with it. But hey, you know, crazier things have happened. Oh, I really could be. I could swear more than I am. Okay, so there's more. There's more, though. There's more because I need you to see, I really need you to see some of these statements and interviews. Where's the one? Okay, first of all, there's a lot. Let's go with, let's start with Rahm Emanuel, because Rahm Emanuel's pissed. Or so he says he is. Remember, Rahm Emanuel's fairly close with the Obamas. Oh, listen, get this bullshit from 20th Century Fox. Look at this tweet. This is hilarious. Statement from 20th Century Fox Television and Fox Entertainment. Jussie Smollett has always maintained his innocence, and we are gratified that all charges against him have been dismissed. Ooh, okay. Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel, letting Smollett off the hook, sends a message that there is no accountability in the system, calls it a whitewash. How dare he? As Smollett continues attacking the police. Here's, I think I have Rahm already queued up on one of these. Here we go. Let's listen to this, just a brief part of Rahm Emanuel's statement.
This is an unbelievable, not just whitewash of justice. This is a person now who's been let off scot-free with no sense of accountability of the moral and ethical wrong of his actions. From top to bottom, not only distorting the name of the city, but then I cannot stress that in a time when you have people bringing a moral equivalency in Virginia between bigots and those fighting bigotry, then you have a person using hate crime laws that are on the books to protect people who are minorities from violence to then turn around and use those laws to advance your career and your financial reward? Is there no decency in this man?
Okay, so that's part of it. I know it's hard to hear. You probably had to turn your speaker up for that. Rahm Emanuel seems to be a little angry. The Chicago police and also the police are pissed. The Chicago police are united in condemning this whitewash as well. Eddie Johnson, the CPD superintendent, which I think is the top cop, yes it is, knows that Smollett claimed he wanted a trial so that the truth would come out, but then did his dirty deal in closed court to hide in secrecy. And Emanuel stresses the high cost to Chicago's taxpayers paid to investigate this hoax. He then notes that the hate crimes passed after Matthew Shepard's death are damaged by this hoax, and that people will tend to disbelieve them, and he did this all in the name of self-promotion. And you heard him say the little whitewash line there. Update. It's funny because Emanuel isn't defending Kim Foxx from charges that this decision was politically motivated. I don't think Emanuel and Kim Foxx are friends. Anyway, only says you'd have to ask her, and that the grand jury was pretty emphatic about what happened on this night. Meanwhile, now this is ace. Meanwhile, the cucks are all defending the non-prosecution, often misstating the facts, smugly and wrong as usual, and even attacking Rahm Emanuel for pointing out the office. This is Seth Mandel, guy who suppresses evidence of black victims of police violence, has some thoughts on justice, y'all. This should be good. Drop dead, Seth. You're an idiot. In Minecraft. Thank you. Okay, now let's get into Rafer Weigel, because Rafer Weigel has a thread, and his is always good. Let's see. I'm sorry. Rafer Weigel, when he saw Jussie parking in the parking lot. I asked Jussie Smollett as he waited for his car if he had any ill will against Chicago. He emphatically told me he loves the city and the people of Chicago and has no ill feeling towards anyone here. I asked what about Chicago PD. He said, quote, no comment. I also asked Jussie Smollett if he planned to reimburse the city of Chicago for the amount of money that was spent on his investigation, and he did not answer. What about the Osendero brothers? No response. Speaking of which, hey, by the way, so in the end, we figured out that it was the Osendero brothers who supposedly attacked Jussie Smollett. Not some white dudes in MAGA hats, but they again, even the state's attorney's office is not saying that they dropped the charges because what they had was wrong. The evidence was good. The grand jury was emphatic about what happened. But so we know, and even the Osendero brothers had said they're the ones who did it. It was fake. Now, let's say, I got to find this quote by Jussie though, because Jussie is maintaining his innocence. Let's find it in here. I'm going to do this is a little less professional, but we're going to go back into the hashtag because, wait, now this is ABC News. Here's a little more. Let's go with Rahm Emanuel. We're going to wait. Not Rahm Emanuel. I want to hear, they had one with Jussie Smollett talking. That's the one I want. I want to hear, well, or at least his statement, because his statement is some straight up, well, I already used the word gorilla balls. I don't know. We're talking key effing hones. Where is Jussie Smollett's? This hashtag is just getting beat up. Let's just, let's just watch a few of these press conference things. Here's Rahm Emanuel again. Maybe it won't be the exact same thing, but let's just hear Rahm.
One thing is, not only do I support the hard work of our police officers, the defective units, but I'd like to remind everybody, a grand jury indicted this individual based on only a piece of the evidence that the police had collected in that period of time. So a grand jury actually brought the charges. I think two things I'd like to say, or three things I'd like to say. One,
before he gets into this, yes, we are going to watch this whole thing. So I'll stop here and there, just because I want to make sure that a couple things. I need to keep making commentary, but I also want to comment on some of the things he's saying. I have not seen this yet, but here, I'm going to make this bigger so you can see it easier too. All right, here we go. Back to Rahm Emanuel. This is his statement just a couple hours ago, I believe. Here we go. We're going to continue. I'm going to try to turn it up too. Oh, there we go. Let's make it so you can hear it better. You'll be able to hear it now. I'm going to turn this part down so it doesn't blow your ears out. All right, here we go.
Financial cost, this $10,000 doesn't even come close to what the city spent in resources to actually look over the camera, gather all the data, gather all the information that actually brought the indictment by the grand jury.
Now, good point there, because remember, they had 14, a minimum of 14 detectives working on this case at once, and they brought them in. They didn't take away from like some of the murder cases and things like that, but you'll also remember that they brought them in from a bunch of other departments that investigate other things, so they'd have the manpower for this, because it was a high-profile case. The city of Chicago had its own problems. They did not want to look bad, and this is a high-profile case. They wanted to find out what happened. So it's a good point. Hello, Necrosol Collins, by the way. Festering Wound, nice to see you. Smarty Bear, I think you're driving home now. Hi there. Hi, Hate Camel, and I think I've hit everybody. Faithless, yeah, okay, I've caught up. And Max Del Rio, I think I said good morning to you, or good afternoon to you earlier. All right, let's finish. Let's keep going.
On many, multiple different charges. Second is what I would call the ethical costs. And the ethical cost is you have, as a person who was in the House of Representatives when we tried to pass the Shepard legislation that dealt with hate crimes, putting them on the books, that President Obama then signed into law, to then use those very laws and the principles and values behind the Matthew Shepard hate crimes legislation to self-promote your career is a cost that comes to all the individuals, gay men and women, who will come forward and one day say they were a victim of a hate crime, who now will be doubted. People.
I really hope that's not the case. I mean, and I'm not a big fan of hate crime legislation necessarily, but I think that crimes against people should be reported. And I don't want anyone to feel like they're not going to be believed because some dickhead does a fake one. But there's so many fake ones out there that you do have a doubt. Anytime of course, I kind of have a third eye for these fake hate crimes. For some reason I sniff them out. And this one was too easy. Nobody believed this. I mean, well, there's some people who believe it because they'll believe anything that goes against Trump and MAGA, whatever. But that was kind of the reason it was unbelievable, the way it was written. Jussie should never be a writer on the show Empire. The show will tank. Also, before I continue this, when I only saw a clip of Rahm Emanuel at first, and Rahm Emanuel is an immensely political person. But I do, for once, I think he's being sincere here. So, all right, let's continue here.
Of faith, Muslim or any other religious faith, who will be a victim of hate crimes?
Or how about just anybody who's being a victim of a crime of any kind of bias? Like, the disabled dude that was attacked in your city. But anyway, let's go on.
People that of all walks of life and backgrounds, race, ethnicity, sexual orientation. Now this casts a shadow of whether they're telling the truth, and he did this all in the name.
I disagree. If it's a crime, it's not going to cast a doubt on another crime. I really don't. I have to backtrack on what I said earlier a little bit. No, it shouldn't, because every crime deserves to be investigated. And if it's a real crime, if it is something that really happened, do not hesitate to report it. and I don't care who you are. Yeah, any race except white. No, any race. If it's a crime that happened to you, and you shouldn't be hesitant to report a real crime.
Name of self-promotion. And he used the laws of the hate crime legislation that all of us collectively over years have put on the books to stand up to be the values that embody what we believe in. This is a whitewash of justice. A grand jury could not have been clearer.
Police behind him are shaking their head, yes.
To then say not only is the cost, $10,000 doesn't come cost financially, but all the other repercussions of this decision it made, to me, where is the accountability in the system?
And unfortunately, this is one area that Rahm Emanuel doesn't have any power in either. And that's, you know, it's the state's attorney's office, and it's an elected office, and Kim, whatever her name is, you know, is elected, and it's just, you know, it's Chicago. Chicago is corrupt as hell. It always has been, always will.
Cannot have, because of a person's position, one set of rules apply to them, and another set of rules apply to everybody else. In another way, you're seeing this play out in the universities, where people pay extra to get their kids a special position in universities. Now you have a person, because of their position and background, who's getting treated in a way that nobody else would ever. Sorry about that.
See, Jussie Smollett does have white privilege. Wait a minute. Hold up. Let me just say that again. See, Jussie Smollett does have white privilege. Oh, I'm terrible. I'm a terrible human being. Okay, let's get back to this. He has checkbook privilege. He has powerful friends privilege. It's not just white people. Hi, Tarai. Hi there. Welcome. Yes, we're doing a random afternoon stream. Here we go.
Don't get near, I'm doing near my sermon here. That would ever get close to this type of treatment. Our officers did hard work, day in and day out, countless hours, working to unwind what actually happened that night.
I would love for them to calculate out the man hours that they used the man hours that it took to do their investigation, and I would love for them to calculate how much it cost. Kind of like the Mueller investigation. Oh.
The city saw its reputation dragged through the mud, but I remind everybody it was not just the officers' work. That work, a piece of that work, was shown to a grand jury, and they made a decision based on only a sliver of the evidence. And as I remember correctly, somebody wanted to have that evidence in the day, as the superintendent said, their day in court, so all the evidence could be made public.
There was a lot more evidence that
because of the judge's decision, none of that evidence will ever be made public.
Yeah, it's sealed. They sealed the evidence. Somebody's paying a judge somewhere. That judge sealed the evidence. Are you kidding me? You know what? And one of the tweet I saw earlier today was, wow, wouldn't it be interesting if someone in the police department accidentally leaked that evidence? Yes, Faithless, you are right on. You are spot on. You're spot on. Wait. Oh, man, here we go. I'm sorry, I'm going to keep going.
This is without a doubt a whitewash of justice and sends a clear message.
Oh, man. I think
that if you're in a position of influence and power, you'll get treated one way. Other people will be treated another way. There is no accountability then in the system. It is wrong, full stop.
Do you blame the state's attorney's office for this decision?
Man. Okay, now they're just going to ask questions. That's a strong statement by Emanuel. At first I thought maybe he would be full of shit like a lot of other people are, but I think he seemed very sincere there, and he seems actually angry. I'm impressed with Rahm Emanuel's statement here. Update Chicago Mayor. Yeah, okay. This is funny. If you know there's the Twitter account of Titania McGrath. It's kind of a, let's just say it's a parody of a super woke person. And she tweeted out today, anyone who has ever claimed that Jussie Smollett is guilty must now be prosecuted. Lying about hate crime can never be permitted in a civilized society. Oh, that's hilarious. Let's see. Let me see if they got, I want the police guy's statement. Oh, here we go. This, I haven't heard Eddie Johnson's statement. At the end of the day, it's Mr. Smollett that committed this hoax, period. Chicago Police Superintendent Eddie Johnson shreds Jussie Smollett after prosecutors cut a deal to drop all charges in the hate crime hoax case. So this is only 3 minutes long, and I can't wait to hear this.
But again, at the end of the day, it's Mr. Smollett who committed this hoax, period. If he wanted to clear his name, the way to do that was in a court of law so that everyone could see the evidence. You all know what the bond proffer said. You know, we all know what it said. So, you know, I stand by the facts of what we produce. If they want to dispute those facts, then the place to do that is in court, not secrecy. I'm sure we all know what occurred this morning. My personal opinion is that you all know where I stand on this. Do I think justice was served? No.
Hell no.
Where do I think justice is? I think this city is still owed an apology. I've heard that they wanted their day in court with TV cameras so America could know the truth, even though they chose to hide behind secrecy and broker a deal to circumvent the judicial system. My job as a police officer is to investigate an incident, gather evidence, gather the facts, and present them to the state's attorney. That's what we did.
Hell to the no. That's right, Functional. And hi, welcome to my channel. I don't know if you've been here before, but welcome. I'm glad you're here.
I stand behind the detective's investigation.
Oh, this is good. Now, this is what I wanted to see. I knew I'd find it somehow. Thank you, whoever made this video. I'll find out later and thank him personally. But listen to Jussie Smollett's statement. And when I said, I don't know, rhinoceros balls, this dude has. Got some rhinoceros balls. Here we go. You just, oh, thank you. Well, thanks. I'm glad you're here. Hey, while you're, yeah, if you all are new here, let me, before I do Jussie. If you just happen to be new here and you haven't done so, right down there's a subscribe button. Hit subscribe, click the bell, make sure you get notifications. I usually, my normal times are, I stream 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Central, or 2 p.m. GMT, Monday through Friday. And then I do random streams. And if you want to see the random streams, you got to have that bell click so you get the notifications. All right, let's get back on this. Tyra, didn't you say this was going to happen? Yeah, hell yes, I said this. I think my exact words was it was going to be, he's going to get off with some community service and some minor ass fine. And I think I even said $10,000. I don't know why that sounds really familiar, but anyway, let's get back to Jussie's statement. This is, oh my God, just listen to it. It's crazy. I hope this is the whole statement too, because it was short. Anyway, here we go.
I've been truthful and consistent on every single level since day one. I would not be my mother's son if I was capable of one drop of what I've been accused of. This has been an incredibly difficult time, honestly one of the worst of my entire life.
Yeah, because you got caught, motherfucker. Oh, I'm sorry. I said it. I was going to try not to swear too much, but I can't help it. Listen to this asshole again. I might play this 2 or 3 times because I am incredulous. Hello, Ezoob. How you doing? Oh my God. Okay, here we go. I've been truthful and what the fuck did he just say?
I've been truthful and consistent.
Truthful and consistent, my ass. God, dog. You have not. I've been truthful and consistent all along. No, you consistent. You weren't even consistent when you. Oh my God, so many lies.
On every single level since day one.
On every single level since day one. Oh my God, you forgot you did an interview with Robin Roberts that even contradicted some of the shit you were saying earlier, you dumbass, and you were lying your ass off. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I forget y'all are here while I'm doing this. This is how I yell when nobody's in my house and I'm just watching shit. Oh, here we go.
I would not be my mother's son if I was capable of one drop of what I've been accused of.
Oh my God. Did Maya? No, Maya's dead. Maya Angelou's dead. She couldn't have wrote that for you. I would not be my mother's son if I had one drop of motherfucker.
This has been an incredibly
release the
difficult time.
dog.
Honestly, one of the worst of my entire life. But I am a man of faith, and I'm a man.
Notice now. Watch what he does when he's done talking, though. At least I don't know if this is the whole thing. Watch what he does.
That has knowledge of my history, and I would not bring my family, our lives, or the movement through a fire like this.
Notice he's not really. He shook his head. When he shook his head, you have cues about lying. I wish I get the. What's her name? The lie detector lady. She's really good at this because I'm not sure. As I watch this, we're gonna watch it one more time because I just want to see if there's.
I've been truthful and consistent on every single level since day one.
He really would not be. He's not looking at anybody when he says that, and as he shakes his head, you usually don't shake your head in negative ways when you're saying something that's truthful, and yet he's noticed like there's little places where he's shaking his own head. No.
My mother's son.
You see,
if I was capable of one drop of what I was accused of.
He keeps looking away from people too.
This has been an incredibly difficult time. Honestly, one of the worst of my entire life.
That is true because look at him.
I'm a man.
He knows it's the worst of his entire life because his ass got caught.
Of faith, and I'm a man that has knowledge of my history, and I would not bring my family, our lives, or the movement through a fire like this.
What movement? You're not part of any goddamn movement. The movement. See, that is a appeal to get people on his side by saying, "Oh, the movement and oh yes, he's doing this for us." Oh my God, he's full of shit. I hate this guy. Who's the brother in the Under Armour? That's the dude. That's one of his bodyguards. That dude. The movements. You lying. And well, yeah, I don't know. Oh, God.
Wouldn't.
I think two things I'd like to sort of...
He immediately walked away after he made a statement and he walked away. He wasn't willing to take questions because he can't take questions. I don't think he's ever going to be able to really take questions about this. And he has one other slight problem here. I'm going to take Rom off the screen here for a second. He has one other slight problem.
Three things I like to say. One,
his other problem is there's still a federal investigation going on related to the letter that was sent to the Empire Set, which the Chicago police are convinced somehow, because Eddie Johnson, the police chief, said that in his press conference when they indicted him, that Smollett was involved in sending that letter. And so some of the evidence they got from the Osendero brothers' apartment had magazines that they believe the actual pieces were cut out of. And they have evidence on that deal. Now that this evidence is sealed by a judge, it makes me wonder if the FBI still has access excuse me, access to that evidence. That's going to be interesting too. Yeah. So, boy, I don't. Yeah, good point, Faithless. That's what I was going to say. I don't know if he can take questions on this because he's going to just, first of all, people no. There's a very small faction of people who actually believe Jussie Smollett anymore, and the charges being dropped don't mean much. I just happened to see another tweet. This dude's Scoon, excuse me. Jussie Smollett is black, Jewish, and gay. He's the personification of intersectionality. Did I mention he's a rapper too? He's got all the angles covered. Not guilty. Oh man. Now, let's see here. What was I going to do next? Oh, by the way, let's remember now the Osendero brothers. I want to get back to them. Now you're familiar with the Osendero brothers, right? They're the guys, the two brothers. They're not Nigerian. Do not call them Nigerian. Do not call them Nigerian. They are Americans of Nigerian descent. Kind of like me, although I'm an American of half Nigerian descent and half Irish descent. I'm, one of those black Irish people. Anyway, the Osendero brothers, one of them, Abel Osendero. Now, remember, this was a vicious, brutal attack. And, apparently they threw out some stuff about this is MAGA country, and there's some racial and homophobic epithets thrown about. But then they discovered that, we believe it's the Osendero brothers, and the Osendero brothers confessed to this. Now, he's saying that he's been consistent, and what did he say? Something honest and consistent about this all along. But then, but when he's first told something about, saw their eyes and they were white guys, but then it turned out to be the Osendero brothers, and the Osendero brothers confessed to this. And now, so there's some people are still saying, though, the people who are the true believers in Jussie Smollett are still saying that he was attacked. He was attacked by these Osendero brothers. Well, there's an interesting video, because while Jussie has been mulling about, worrying about, whether or not he was going to have to actually go see his day in court and have all the evidence come out like he wanted, even though they did this backroom deal. Hi, Circus Zero. Abel Osendero just happened to be in a competition within the last 16 days. And that competition was a boxing competition. He was in a boxing match. Abel Osendero is a Golden Gloves boxer in the Chicagoland area. Because we're like, remember, Jussie's story was, he said something about, you're that Empire nigger fag, and then he got punched in the face, and he says, then I punched his ass back. Well, let's take a look at, yes, Gay Tupac. Let's take a look at Gay Tupac. Not Gay Tupac, but who Gay Tupac would have been fighting back against.
Alan, for the Osenderos, the last few weeks have been a whirlwind. After entering the legal arena, one of the brothers tonight stepped into the boxing ring.
Now watch this. In white is Abel. That's him right there.
Arriving in a robe emblazoned with the American flag, Abel Osendero.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold up, man. Hold up. Whoa. Now, there's some shoddy reporting right there. That's not, oh, look at, damn, I don't even, that's some shoddy reporting. Yes, he's in a robe emblazoned with the American flag, but see this green, white, and green right here in his back? I'll go ahead a little farther.
Flag able.
That's the Nigerian flag. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I don't even use that word. And the Nigerian flag. That's the Nigerian flag. So the brother's, you know, he's proud of his heritage, you know, and that's okay. But he's an American, and he's proud to be an American. I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. Yes, I'll be singing later. Anyway, Nigerian flag. All right, now let's watch Abel Osundero, and let's see if perchance if Abel Osundero punches you in the face, how quickly you would punch back.
Osundero dropped his opponent in round 1. He knew he was fit from the...
Hazel busted his ass. Did you see? Let's see if they show it
Shirtless
again.
photos of him and his brother Ola. That's Abel on the left. But he's apparently a pretty good boxer, advancing to the semifinals of the Chicago Golden Gloves amateur tournament.
He's got a right hand that, you know, that puts most guys down.
Yeah,
kind of.
Jussie. Gay Tupac punched him back. Oh, go ahead, Gay Tupac.
Like an Ali type, you know, kind of like jabs and moves around very well.
The last time we saw the Osunderos, they were buying materials that police say were used in the alleged staged attack on Jussie Smollett,
with
the
Jussie's
Empire
money.
Actor pleading not guilty to lying to investigators.
Oh. Hi, Abel. How you feeling about the fight tonight? Jussie hire you guys because of your boxing skills?
Before the match,
Abel didn't have much to say, but Abel was waiting to to testify because these dudes, you know. Now, so I'm gonna guess that they probably won't be used as extras on the Empire show anymore. But I got a feeling I don't care about you know, as it gets around that that this was just a plea deal. This was not an exoneration of Jussie Smollett, and the state's attorneys are making it clear that it was not. And I'm pretty sure that if Jussie keeps opening his mouth, the state's attorney are going to make sure that that is more and more well known. But I think it's important for us, the rest of us in the world, to make sure that that is clear also. I'm going to see the rest of this one real quick, though. Because Osundero could hit, man.
Abel and Ola had nothing to say about the case and would barely talk boxing. How's your brother as a boxer?
He's great. He's wonderful.
Both.
You boxing tonight?
No.
No, you just here to support?
Yeah.
Police say Smollett's facial injuries were not from the...
Yeah, that's not the kind of injury you get from a punch to the face anyway. You don't get a little scratch on your cheek. Cuts open above your eye, lips, nose, because your nose bleeds, but you don't get a cut on your face. It's usually on your eyebrows where you get, if someone punches you in the face, you might get he would have a bruise. And if Osundero hit him, it would be more than just a little cut in the face. He'd be bruised. See, he's light skinned like me. You'll see those bruises.
Siblings, but instead allegedly self-inflicted. But tonight there was no sign Abel was
pulling
his punches.
He got hit too,
though. He won by unanimous decision.
Thank you. How do you feel? Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
With that decisive victory, Osundero advances to the tournament finals, which means he'll be back here fighting next month.
So he's going to the Golden Gloves finals. Jussie. Jussie. Oh, you are so full of shit. I wish I could find more. I wish I could find more of this dude fighting. Here's another one, CBS Chicago. Yeah, we're not going to watch him fight anymore. Okay, so hello, perfectly faded delusions. How are you? You're new to the show too. Nice to have you here. We're getting quite a crowd today. Hey, by the way, everybody, on this side, the arrow down there says share. Sharing is caring. Send this out. Any social media you got, let them know we're talking about Jussie Smollett. And I think I don't know where is the subscribe? That's down here too. It's a little farther over, a little over there, but hit the subscribe too. If you're not already subscribed, subscribe, hit the bell, make sure you get notifications. Oh, my dog's barking. Hey, Lucky, shut up. Anyway, all right. Oh, almost knocked my head off. All right, let's move on because there is a lot more, and Lucky's just gonna have to bark. She sees a squirrel outside, I'm sure. What else we got here? I've got. We've talked about him. You know, I want to just see some of the. Let's just go through some of the tweets on the Jussie Smollett hashtag though, because and see who's. If we got any really good defenders of Jussie Smollett, which I'm waiting for. But there's also some funnies too. There's some funnies on here, and this is one of the funnies. Everyone's talking about Jussie Smollett, but no one's talking about Jussie's mullet. Oh, okay. And let's see. Oh, now I don't know if this is, how did the attack happen? Let's hear this.
So, y'all guess what the fuck happened to me, right? So one night around 2 p.m. in the summer around Christmas time, I was in my room walking home on my way to work. And my mom, and I was hungry as fuck, so my grandma went in the kitchen and started making some sense. Because my sister lost her virginity again, but this time she left it on her boyfriend's cock in the barn. And her birthday is coming up yesterday. So I got her a little self-portrait that this nigga drew, but this nigga drew it in Spanish. Like, how the fuck she gonna understand that shit? Like, that's why I don't fuck with Mitchell Musso, you know what I'm saying? I know you're probably thinking, like, why he outside in his jacket? Because it's hot as fuck in my cold-ass room. So I turned on the fan, but I didn't know she was underage. You know what I'm saying? And I almost lost my breath. Turns out she was hiding it, and I found it. You know what I'm saying? And she got mad, so she gave me herpes. No, she gave me hurt pee because I told her you're an 8 out of 10. And she's fucking stupid. That's why I don't like her, bro. That's why I told her you're tired, like Michelin. But Mitchell is a man that I saw one time in Men in Black. But Men in Black is really a racist. Racist is...
Okay. That was kind of humorous. Hey, by the way, I don't have enough subscribers for Super Chat. So if you want to do some kind of Super Chat, make sure that I say something that you put in. I do have a Streamlabs account that's been Hate Camel's been putting in the Hate Camel and Sarah and everyone has been putting in the chat. So, but I do want to, this one I want to read because I just saw it. I happened to see it when I looked up. Functional, nice one here. I don't remember where I heard it, and I hate to play a hypothetical game. If two white guys were walking in the area and found, they would have been fucked right now. Yeah, they would have. Oh man, they would have been screwed. And it's really just unfortunate, man. This case pisses me off in so many ways. Federal government needs to come in, produce their own investigation, and prosecute the case. Clay Travis on charges against Jussie Smollett being dropped. I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. Well, actually, now, Rahm Emanuel did. I wonder if that would be, I don't know if that necessarily would be double jeopardy because there is federal hate crime legislation because of the Matthew Shepard case. I don't know if that could be applied because this is not, I don't know, it's not the hate crime. Here's the thing. I'm pretty sure that the FBI and the Postal Service is going to still follow up on their own case. This doesn't affect that case at all. And in fact, my buddy Rob Elgas, one of my favorite reporters from the city of Chicago, knew from ABC's Josh Margolin, the FBI and U.S. Postal Inspection Service are continuing their probe into whether Jussie Smollett played a role in sending a threatening letter, he left out letter, to himself prior to the allegedly staged attack, according to law enforcement officials briefed. The federal investigation, originally confirmed by ABC on February 20th, has remained open all along after the Empire actor was hit with Illinois state charges. Developments today have no impact on the federal probe. The FBI's Chicago office declined to comment. Of course it has no impact whatsoever. There are different cases. And, you know, so that would be a mail fraud charge, and it'd also be a terrorist charge if they find out that he had something to do with it. Now, it'd be interesting because the Osundairo brothers have not waived any of their rights. I mean, they didn't, I don't know if they were getting any, here's the thing, I don't know if they were getting any immunity deal from the state's attorney either. They didn't, I don't think they waived it, or I don't think they were getting any deal. So what's ironic about this is they could technically still charge the Osundairo brothers on state charges, plus they can still be charged on federal charges. That's, you know, terrorist threats to the mail, thanks to the Homeland Security Acts and things like that. Those are pretty big damn deals. I mean, remember, Al Capone went to jail on a mail fraud charge, not on any of the fact that he killed anybody or anything else. It's no joke. And the postal inspectors are some of the nastiest, I mean, they are the most thorough, probably, investigators in the world. They find out a lot of shit about you. Anyway, back into the hashtag though. Let's see. Emily Zanotti, more than 18 people were killed by gun violence, and a 13-month-old was shot in the head and put in critical condition while CPD resources were devoted to fighting Jussie Smollett's MAGA attackers. They need to come up with a better line than, "We're just focused on violence." Ain't that the damn truth? CWB Chicago, that was another one of my great sources. One of the most vile Kim Foxx talking points. Hiding behind the city's violence. The Jussie Smollett case could have been handled with the transparency of ordinary cases. It wasn't. And to hide behind Chicago's dead children is repulsive, because she said, our goal and our number one priority is combating violent crime and the drivers of violence. And I don't think that Mr. Smollett is a driver of violence or a violent individual. Yeah, you know, even though that was Maggots who said it, but it's her office. And the truth is that Fox's office is weak on violent offenders too. Look no further than our report from last night about all of the breaks her office gave to the accused killer of CPD officer John Rivera. Yeah. Yeah, they're full of shit. They are full of shit. Bastards. Remember, Jussie Smollett did not vow to find the real attackers? Even OJ made that token gesture. Okay, that's Stephen Molyneux. I don't know. Oh, man. Charlie Kirk. Can Michael Flynn get some of the Jussie Smollett privilege? A decorated war hero was entrapped by the feds and now faces $5 million in legal fees for a meaningless process crime. Meanwhile, Jussie's committed 16 felonies and gets off totally clean. This is total injustice. I'm sure that the comments on that, anything Charlie Kirk tweets, is going to have hundreds of comments, and most of them being dragging Charlie Kirk. Oh, man. Now this is a typical freaking headline. Anytime anything happens in this world. This is called the Conservatives Pounce headline. And you knew this shit was coming. I bet you this headline was written by a Krasenstein. I'll bet you I'm guessing, but if I'm right, I'm going to laugh my ass off. Article of the Hill. Conservatives outraged after Jussie Smollett charges dropped. Leftist privilege. Shut the you mother. God, I want to smack you in your mouth, boy. Whoever wrote this, I'm going to find out in a second. Yeah, and this guy says, let me fix that headline for you. Joe Concha wrote this bullshit. Let me fix that headline for you. Americans outraged after Jussie Smollett charged dropped. You know what? I'm going to guarantee you that there are a lot of black people, even black people from the hood, black people like me. There's a lot of black people who are pissed off about this bullshit. Everyone knows it's a cover-up. Everyone knows it's bullshit. The only people who are happy are the people who think, we hate Donald Trump. We're the NPCs are the ones who are happy about this, who like talking points and bullshit. You know what? Oh my God. Now I'm so reluctant to click this link, but I'm gonna click it, and we're gonna just I've been on for a long time, haven't I? I'm gonna click it, and Joe Concha, you are a douchebag. Conservative Twitter outraged after Smollett charges dropped. Leftist privilege. Well, it kind of is, but it's never mind. Conservative media reacted with shock and surprise on social media following the bombshell news out of Chicago that charges against Empire actor Jussie Smollett was dropped. Prosecutors dropped the charges against the 36-year-old performer and activist. Fuck that activist bullshit. Everybody's an activist now, which included disorderly conduct for allegedly filing a false report after he informed Chicago police he was the victim of a racist and homophobic attack. After reviewing all the facts and circumstances of the case, including Mr. Smollett's fuck her. I don't want to hear that. The reaction on Twitter ranged from suspicion of the sudden decision to drop the charges to astonishment. Now, I don't have any idea who Sagar Enjeti is. Angela Masterlango, and whatever it is, she's on the 5, I think. I know she's a conservative. Sagar Enjeti, Smollett's attorney, acknowledges that the brothers attacked him, but maintained that the city of Chicago charges against him are false? ? Yeah. Hey, C. Thomas, what's up? What? No. Anyway, Alana Mastrangelo, Alana Mastrangelo. All 16 felony charges against Jussie Smollett have been dropped. Now that's some privilege. Chicago politics. Matt Walsh, he is a conservative. Smollett staged a hate crime, yet still has a job. I really wonder how long they're going to keep him on Empire, because they're going to constantly get letters. They're going to get all kinds of crap. I'm from their own fans. Some of their own fans are going to say, hey, this is nonsense. This dude paid his way out. He had political connections. Fuck him. He faked a hate crime. Smollett staged a hate crime, yet still has a job. Northam wore blackface and advocated it fantasize, yet still has a job. Fairfax was credibly accused of rape by 2 women, yet still has a job. Don't tell me about privilege. No one has more privilege in modern America than a leftist. Hey, yeah, leftists in leftist places have leftist privilege. Matt Walsh is right. Make any of these people someone from the right of center, not even have to be the right, they could be like kind of center to center right. Make any of these people any of those things and they would all be gone somewhere else. Fairfax, if he was a Republican, he would be gone. If Fairfax had been white, and especially, he'd been gone. Northam, blackface, anything but a Democrat in a Democrat-controlled area, he'd be gone. And Smollett, imagine. Let's say it was, let me think of a side of a pseudo, let's say it was like Woods. What's it? James Woods. Let's say it was James Woods. And James Woods had this story that he was in Chicago, for, a dinner for something. And James Woods said, oh yeah, I was out late and the dinner was late and I was going back to my hotel and I got attacked by a couple black people. And they said, fuck you, James Wood, because you're a conservative. This is Obama country. James Woods reported to the police. And then it turned out to be false. Would James Woods have James Wood's a little more famous than Jussie Smollett, but would James Wood have gotten off on giving up his $10,000 bond to the city of Chicago, some community service, and all the charges dropped? Hell no! Amber Athey. Smollett's lawyer said today that the two Nigerian brothers, they were Americans of Nigerian descent, were the ones who attacked. Okay, I already read that one. Oh, yeah, no, I'm sorry. Okay, let me go back. Smollett's lawyer said today that the two Nigerians, American brothers of Nigerian descent, were the ones who attacked him. Smollett originally claimed that two people who attacked him are white. Astonishing privilege for Smollett to get out of these charges. Yes, that's true. What's wrong? What's not true about this? What's your name, dickhead? Joe Concha? What's not true about these statements, whether they're from conservatives or not? I could find you 20 liberals who are saying the same shit. They would have said wealth privilege or political connection privilege or something else, but I guarantee you, when I go through that hashtag, you're going to find some who are saying it. Tim Young, I feel sorry for the people today who are furious that our president wasn't found to be a Russian agent and happy that Jussie Smollett, who staged a fake hate crime to attempt to racially divide this country, won't be punished. Is he lying? Nope. He went down there. Oh, let's see what Ben Shapiro. Letting Smollett off the hook is pure. Wait, let me do it. Let's see if I can do a Ben Shapiro voice. Letting Smollett off the hook is pure political calculation by Cook County. It is indeed that simple. The facts are in public view. That's close enough. Yeah. Just, my God. I want to find the people who are saying this is vindication for Jussie Smollett. That's the one I want to see. Let's go back to let's go to the latest instead of the top. Prosecutors drop all charges against Jussie Smollett. Oh. I don't know. Yeah, we know that. There's got to be someone who's like, I know I'll find tomorrow. I'm going to find the YouTube videos of some of the people who were just never believed this in the first place. And I want to see what they say. I don't care what George Soros did. George Soros donated $408,000 to Kim Fox. That's a Breitbart article. You know what? Breitbart, some of their articles are good and some of them just kind of go, they go a little out there. I don't care. This is, anyway. Former Michelle Obama aide reached out to State's Attorney Kim Fox before charges were dropped against Jussie Smollett. Yeah, we already read that part. If you're just getting here, we've been talking about Jussie Smollett. Obviously, this is a special edition. I call it the P-Dog Live supplement to this morning's Morning Night Live. I just had to talk about this. You know me and Jussie. All you people know about how I love to talk about Jussie Smollett. Everything I said from the beginning has been coming to fruition, though. It's kind of amazing. It's kind of amazing. Where's that hashtag back here? Okay, hi. I just decided to put myself on here so I could say hi again. And by the way, thank you all for hanging out with me this afternoon. It's great. You know, and I appreciate you talking to the chat and talking to each other. I wish I could pay a little more attention to it, but I'm really just trying to go through this. And let me see. Let me go back here because I had some other stuff that I wanted to read. I think I already did the PJ Media article. I did that. Let me just. Oh, here's one. Here's one that I didn't do yet. Chicago Police Union wants federal investigation into Kim Foxx's handling of Jussie Smollett case. Let's see. Let's just see if this is. Let's check this video first on this.
Chicago's police union is calling for a federal investigation into the Cook County State's Attorney's actions regarding Jussie Smollett. 3 days after Smollett claimed he was attacked, Kim Foxx asked Superintendent Eddie Johnson to turn the case over to the FBI. The request came after Foxx exchanged text messages and emails with relatives and a supporter of Smollett who said they were worried about leaks in the investigation. Foxx later recused herself from the case. The FOP wants federal investigators to determine whether Foxx broke the law.
Yeah.
Good morning, Lauren and Sean.
Here, I don't need that. Yeah, they like someone in one of the articles said the whole office should have recused themselves, not just her, because she still has influence over the office. She's the one who had the political connections, and political connections called her. So yeah, it's. More BS from the state's attorney's office. I can close that one. All right. So I think that's all the ones I had prepped up. Yeah. We stand behind this is still Maggot talking. We stand behind the investigation. The facts revealed. First Assistant State's Attorney Joe Maggot says after the charges against Jussie Smollett were dropped, this was not an exoneration. I'm just saying that again for those who weren't here when I read that earlier. You use Facebook but think Twitter is cancer. Oh, I don't. Oh, they're all cancer. I know you're talking to somebody else in the chat there, festering wound. Yeah, a lot of my Facebook followers are really very far from my side of the spectrum when it comes to politics. But you know what? Yeah, well, which is funny because so is my mother is too. But it doesn't mean I still love her. But yeah, you know, some of these people are just insane. I don't care about George Soros. I want to find somebody who's actually. Oh, here we go. I've been looking for some people who are supportive of Jussie Smollett. Okay, and maybe this is why I didn't read the Breitbart article. MAGA conspiracy Twitter is going nuts today. How far out there must you be to believe that Michelle Obama made a call to George Soros and got Jussie Smollett off? I'm just shocked by people's willingness to believe the most ridiculous things. Now, I have not seen that at all, except for there was a Breitbart article that I didn't read just a few minutes ago. I don't care if George Soros put money into this state's attorney's campaign. But now there's an interesting, if you're familiar with Mr. Reagan, look for Mr. Reagan. Mr. Reagan has done a couple videos on Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. And an interesting thing that he stated, this Justice Democrats group, one of their things that they're doing is they're trying to get, rather than focusing on necessarily congressional elections, they're working on state's attorney elections. And they're trying to get progressive, they're progressive candidates in all these, state's attorneys or attorney general's offices. And it's funny that now that I read this about the George Soros money into this particular state's Kim Foxx's campaign, because that is one of their strategies right now. And so, yeah, they're trying to get people into bigger offices, but they're trying to infiltrate a lot of the state attorney general's office. In my state, our attorney general is Keith Ellison. Okay. Keith Ellison, who had some credible, not just credible, we're talking photographic evidence of abuse. And he's our attorney general now. So, it's like, and now they're talking about George Soros putting money into this state's attorney's race. He's been putting money into various states' attorney's races, trying to get their, progressive attorneys into those offices. So, that's an interesting angle. I don't think that I've seen anyone say this stupid thing, that Michelle Obama made a call to George Soros and got Jussie Smollett off. That's not what I think. But then the next one right after it, man, it must be nice to have friends like Michelle Obama and Kamala Harris. Am I right, Jussie Smollett? Liberal privilege. Oh, gosh. Right as I'm talking about it. The very next tweet. Okay. I'm still... Oh, let me get into it. I heard the bell. I heard the noise. Let me see what this says real quick. Thank you, C. Thomas, for the $2 donation. C. Thomas, you swear a lot. Every time you send a super chat, you swear. By the way, super chats are done through Streamlabs. The link is down below, or look through the chat. Someone's posted those links. C. Thomas, okay, here we go. Let me give you my disclaimer. The views expressed on the Morning Night Live at any supplemental show are not necessarily the views of the Morning Night Live, the supplemental show, or the host, Dawg Knight. But we read them most of the time. Okay, let's see. C. Thomas. Fuck the prosecutors and their fuckery. Jussie deserves to be demoted from actor to pick. Oh, come on now. Come on now, brother. You wrote this for a black man to read, dude. Come on now. Demoted from actor to picking cotton like the little fucking goyim he is. Fucking hell. Leftists accuse the right of cheating while fucking degenerate ass hares literally fucking cheat for their own gain. Okay, I know you're just being edgy, but man, I don't like that. Well, whatever. That's how it goes. All right, brother. Thank you very much for the $2 super chat via Streamlabs. Links in the description down below. Okay. Yeah, you do love to do that. Yeah, the poor breast black man could get no chance in America's justice. You know how now, me, being a black man, you know how I maintain my good fortune in the American justice system? Here, let me get all sincere and put my face on the screen for this one, because this is important. Do you know how I, as a black man, maintain my chances in the American justice system? I stay out of the American justice system. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'll be here all week. Okay. All right. We'll just do a few more of these tweets and then I'm going to just end this because I almost need to take a shower after all this. This is, good God. Yeah, I stay out of the American justice system. Can all our charges be dropped? ? Charges may have been dropped, but Jussie Smollett is still guilty. Faithwire. Interesting. And you know what? I'm going to tell you right now, I bet you that's a high majority opinion in the United States. Let's see if this is an interesting article. We'll read a little bit and then move on. Not familiar with FaithWire, but anyway. Charges may have been dropped, but Jussie Smollett is still guilty. The charges against embattled actor Jussie Smollett may have been dropped, but he's still guilty. For those who haven't been keeping up with Smollett's saga, the Empire star was charged 1 month ago by a grand jury with 16 counts of felony misconduct after it was revealed he staged a racist, homophobic attack against himself in order to advance a moral narrative about social justice and to propel his own career. Smollett falsely claimed he was attacked by 2 masked men wearing Make America Great Again hats. Oh, that's not quite correct. That's not quite correct. That's not what he said. He said they bought red hats. They couldn't find Make America Great Again hats. That's the funny thing too, man. He sent these dudes. Oh, I didn't have the screen up there. He sent these dudes to the, what is it called? The Crafty Beaver. The Crafty Beaver hardware store to buy all this stuff for this attack. And one of the things he wanted him to buy was Make America Great Again hats. But they didn't have any Make America Great Again hats at the Crafty Beaver in Chicago. They didn't have. So they just bought some plain red hats, but then they didn't even wear them. They wore ski masks instead. But I digress. A symbol of support for President Donald Trump on January 29th at the entrance of the Lowe's Hotel in Chicago. He said at the time the unidentified individual slipped a noose around his neck and yelled racist and homophobic slurs in his direction. It was later revealed that the 2 men arrested for the attack, Olabinjo Osundero and Abimbola Osundero, those are fine Igbo names for Nigerian people, Americans of Nigerian descent, were connected to Smollett. Police believe the actor paid the brothers $3,500 for the fake attack. On Tuesday, the judge handling the Smollett case granted a nulla pros, which essentially means the case has been dropped and that the celebrity will no longer face prosecution for his alleged crimes, according to Fox News. I'll get to that. I heard the super chat, or I heard that bell, so I'll be there in a second. Smollett, claiming to be a man of faith, responded to the judge's decision by standing by his claim that he is innocent of the charges brought against him in February. I didn't even hear this part. Here, I'll let you listen to it.
First of all, I want to thank my family, my friends, the incredible people of Chicago and all over the country and the world who have prayed for me, who have supported me, who have shown me. So
this is his entire statement. Maybe they'll show him walking away too. Hey, check your logic. Before I get into this, let's see what C. Thomas, let's see what fuckery C. Thomas put out here. But C. Thomas is definitely donating, and I appreciate you every time you do it, my brother. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Here's a more measured response to Smollett. He's surrounded by privilege and made more money than any of us peasants ever could. But yet, it's never enough. It's always never enough for these disgusting, privileged children. We need more pragmatic thinkers. And on behalf of C. Thomas, hold up. Thank you for that $2 super chat, C. Thomas. And on behalf of C. Thomas, fuck that motherfucker. Even if you don't do it, I'm going to do it for you, okay? Okay. No, that was nice. That was very well planned, thought out, written, very eloquent, C. Thomas. Back to the article. The entire ordeal begs a moral question. Do the ends justify the means? Clearly, to Smollett, I will always continue to fight for justice, equality, and the betterment of marginalized people everywhere. They do. Can one, though, really teach moral lessons in an immoral way? I'd argue it's impossible, but by dismissing the case against Smollett, the judge indirectly suggests the opposite. It should be noticed, I like this article so far. It should be noted, unlike what Smollett's legal team is suggesting, the TV star was not exonerated. The charges against him were simply dropped in exchange for his agreement to do community service. Maga's assistant state's attorney said he saw no problems with the police investigation or the evidence against Smollett. The charges against Smollett were dropped in return for his agreement to do community service, he said, and for forfeiting his bond, $10,000, to the city of Chicago. More from this. Okay, here's the thing. We work to prioritize violent crime and the drivers of violent crime. Public safety is our, whatever that bullshit. I'm not going to read that shit again. Regardless that Smollett tried to weaponize moral rightness to get his way. And we shouldn't forget, legal charges or not, he's guilty and should be held accountable for that. And you know what? In a way he is, because, no spoon planks. I should have Styx as a guest, but I don't know if Styx would do that because he's usually busy in the morning. Hey, Shadowloaf, welcome back. Nice to see you again. I'm going to read this again. Regardless, Smollett tried to weaponize moral rightness to get his way, and we shouldn't forget, legal charges or not, he's guilty and should be held accountable for that. Yeah, it's a plea bargain. It's a plea bargain. You don't get to say you didn't do shit when you plea bargained it away. Fucker. Now, this is for the Christian folks. For the believer, and Smollett claims to be a man of faith, there is no loophole. There is no divergent strand in the perfect thread of holiness. We are responsible for all our decisions, good and bad, and their outcomes, good and bad. Yeah, he's saying he's a man of faith. Shut the fuck up. I'm saying shut the fuck up when we're talking about, this is a kind of a religious experience in this article. The Ten Commandments don't come with an asterisk or our sanctification as a result of Jesus' finished work. Okay, I'm not going to go. That's it. Because I know some of you don't. I'm going to read it anyway. If you are a Christian, you'll relate to this. And our sanctification as a result of Jesus' finished work on the cross doesn't come with reservations. There is no way to justify immoral behavior, and that's whether you're a Christian or not. There is no way to justify immoral behavior. Yet that's what Smollett and his sympathizers are trying to do. Smollett is a hypocrite. So am I, and so are you. The difference here is Smollett got caught before being allowed to get away with it. I'll give the 36-year-old actor the benefit of the doubt and assume he was trying to start a national discussion about how to handle injustice. If that was the case, he nullified his own moral standing, martyring himself for his own selfish gain to start a conversation about the very morality he eclipsed. We all do it. We all fall short. We all miss the mark. The Smollett saga should serve as a cautionary tale to all who have observed it. The end alone does not justify the means. Only that which is morally right justifies the means we use to accomplish our goals, no matter how righteous they may be. Each of us is, like Smollett, guilty. But okay, all right. Anyway, I'm going to shorten the name of this article. Charges may have been dropped, but Jussie Smollett is still guilty. And he's a jackass. That's the short of that article. Okay, it is from Faithwire, though. All right, let's just a couple more. Oh, by the way, did I read? Yes, I did. I already did. I did read. Thank you, C. Thomas, again, for the couple of super chats. We do that through Streamlabs down below. So there you go. We'll go through a couple more, then we're going to call it a night because it's almost time to feed the dogs. All right. Okay. Here's one. It's okay sometime. This Dan Zinsky. Let me try this again. it's okay sometimes not. Okay, this is that's why I can't read this, because it's a poorly written sentence. It's okay to sometimes not have an opinion. Like Jussie Smollett. What happened there? Don't know. Not taking a side. Not worrying my head about it. See? Easy peasy. Yeah, fucking blow me. I have an opinion because I've actually followed this case from the beginning. And I can have an opinion. If you don't want to have an opinion, don't have an opinion. I have an opinion. You know, it's interesting. Yeah, timing. The Jussie Smollett drop charges is intended to take the results of the Mueller investigation off the front page. Yeah, who knows? It's, what else did it take off the front page? Who else has some legal problems as of in the last 24 hours? Michael Avenatti. Y'all heard about that, right? Mark Garagos. In fact, Mark Garagos is one of Jussie Smollett's attorneys. In fact, Mark Garagos just got dropped as a CNN contributor. And Avenatti is, oh my God. The Schadenfreude, it's that kind of gleeful feeling when someone that you have issues with has their own problems. That gleeful feeling, the Schadenfreude. That's a great word, Schadenfreude. The Schadenfreude over Avenatti and Mark Garagos is, but let's put it this way. Mark Garagos was also representing Colin Kaepernick. And I don't know how, who settled, he and the other dude settled for less than $10,000 with the NFL. Did you know that? Less than 10 grand. And let's put it this way. Kaepernick, I don't know why I'm doing this aside, but Kaepernick wasn't a good quarterback. And that's why he wasn't getting picked up. And originally, his original protest, and this is the thing that nobody seems to want to remember. Kaepernick's protest, the kneeling thing, it really wasn't originally about it was about him, not about injustice for black men. Okay? He was having a contract dispute. He thought he deserved more money, but he was sitting on the bench. And they weren't, because he had his one good year, and then all the defensive coordinators figured him out. And he couldn't throw the ball well enough to be a starting quarterback. But he had this Super Bowl ring or not Super Bowl ring. I think they didn't win the Super Bowl. But anyway, he went to the Super Bowl with him. But all the defensive coordinators were figuring him out, and he didn't have a good enough arm to be a first-string quarterback. So nobody really wanted him, and he had this huge contract. So he probably just should have stayed there on the bench and shut the hell up. But then after his D thing, no one wants to pick him up. You don't. It's a business. I don't know if they, the NFL. And then then Trump got into it, and so then it became about Trump, and all the other players started doing that shit. But you notice that the only two players, the other guy, I can't remember his name, but the only two players that ended up in this suit were Kaepernick and this one other player, both of which who weren't playing much anyway. Kaepernick wasn't playing at all. Tangent finished. Last thing. Okay, yeah. It's funny because this person, Bianca Belair Stan account, whoever Bianca Belair is. Now, she put this maggots because she doesn't realize that maggots is the state's attorney's name All the maggots who are crying about Jussie Smollett, please keep that same "this is a miscarriage of justice" energy the next time a law enforcement walks for killing an innocent person. But you know you won't. This is such a joke when these people are agreeing with Rahm Emanuel. Bitch, please. Breaking. Oh, this is good. Now, take a look at this picture. Breaking. Conservatives take to the street to riot and burn down cities in protests of charges being dropped against Jussie Smollett. Just kidding. Conservatives have jobs and don't have time to riot in the streets. Oh, the memes! The memes! The memes! Google shows racist slurs about state's attorney in wake of Jussie Smollett charges being dropped. Kim Fox prosecutor. What? Western Journal. What? Shortly after it's announced Empire star Jussie Smollett would not be charged, Google allowed racist slurs to display in its search results for the prosecutor involved in the case. Cook County State's Attorney Kim Fox was described as a ghetto monkey racist American politician in the Wikipedia excerpt that Google displayed as its top results in search for Kim Fox prosecutor Tuesday morning. God damn. That's fucked up. That's wrong. That's messed up. I'm sorry. It is. Oh man. Are you kidding me? Kim Fox prosecutor. Kim ghetto monkey racist American. That's messed up. Come on, people. According to its revision history, the racist comments appeared on Wikipedia for only 7 minutes before being removed by another Wikipedia user. Okay, well, yeah, some dickhead, you know, put some stupid shit in there. You know, fuck those guys, though. You know, they're not, that's one asshole in a country of 350 million people. Yes, you're going to have an asshole, and that person is absolutely an asshole. All right. Thank you, C. Thomas, for another $2 super chat. It's totally coincidence that all the people who virtue signal turn out to be sacks of repugnant moral bankruptcy. If you ever see someone virtue signal, never trust them because they are objectively terrible people. Rule for life, kids. Yep. If that, people, it's funny. The people who virtue signal, who try to say virtue, those people tend to be, whatever. What you said. What C. Thomas says. C. Thomas, thank you again for the $2 super chat via Streamlabs in the link down below. Hi, Scrappy. How you doing? I don't know if you've been here for a while, but I'm saying hi now. And I don't know the names of those who believe that in that 12-year timeline and make their belief come reality. Okay, I'm not sure what that's about, but hey, hi there. I didn't see you in the chat. I'm saying hi now. I'm probably just trying to keep up on this stuff. All right, let's wrap this up. We'll try to do one or two more. What happened here? Oh, I should have been in. Oh, I see what happened. Oh, that's Rob Elgas. Oh, I was in the. Okay, I'm there. Jussie Smollett, allies asked Kim Fox to intervene in the case. I think if you've been here a while, you've heard me talk about that. Former aide to Michelle Obama originally asked Kim Fox to intervene, and Kim Fox eventually recused herself. But her office still made this terrible deal. I'm like I said, and Rahm Emanuel, if you haven't seen his response to this, it's pretty damn good. Rahm Emanuel minced no words. The police chief said that this is all, it wasn't because they didn't have the evidence. They had tons of evidence. So, anyway. Okay, what did Tim Cass say? Oh, yeah, judge granted a motion to seal the case. Tim Pool, wow, what's going on? And this guy says, freshman Democrats go on a bus to meet Obama. Dems desperately need to change the news cycle. Obama friends Kim Fox suddenly lets Obama's other friend, Jussie Smollett, walk. Yeah, that has not... Yeah, it's not... sorry, it doesn't have anything to do with George Soros. Kim's... Jussie Smollett, you know you lying. Everyone knows Jussie's lying. The more that people hear about this, and they start hearing as soon as you start hearing just the details of what he said, you know the dude was lying. And I knew it from the very first time this case came out. I just did. In fact, I had that tweet pinned to my I had the tweet pinned to my top of my Twitter for a long time. Yeah, let's see. Maybe this had something to do with the charges against Jussie Smollett being dropped. Who's that? Who's this dude? What's his name again? I know he's from Chicago. What? Her? Oh, yeah, her, them. And that's Jussie Smollett. It's and right next to him. Look at that. They're all looking all friendly and shit. In fact, I think there's a video of Michelle Obama dancing to Jussie Smollett's music. Yeah. So all right. So I think that's oh, Candace Owens. I have this little bit of I'm not going to say a love-hate relationship with Candace Owens, but more of I can tolerate her hate relationship with Candace Owens because, being black and have been conservative for most of my political life, which has been longer than Candace Owens has been alive. I just don't, I'm not not all that, she says some right things, but then I'm not convinced. I talk about grievance grifters a lot, and tomorrow I'm going to talk about grievance grifters, probably the greatest grievance grifter organization on the planet, the SPLC. So if you want tomorrow's show, I'm going to focus on the SPLC and some things that have happened there in the last week. I have this thing called grievance grifters. If you haven't been around here much, grievance grifters are those people who, somehow latch on to something and are able to find ways to just, enrich themselves. And that's, Sean King is a very good example of a grievance grifter. Man, he somehow, or DeRay McKesson, you know how much people in St. Louis, Missouri, all that stuff that was going on during the Ferguson riots and stuff. And, they're trying to get justice for whatever they were getting justice for. Michael Brown was probably the worst person they could have chose as their justice hero. But anyway, the people of St. Louis hate DeRay McKesson because DeRay McKesson came down there and acted like he was all this big deal and having a big thing with Black Lives Matter. And he just went down there and made his name and started making money off of that. And there were people on the ground there that really cared about St. Louis, and were trying to make peace down there and trying to actually get some things fixed that had not necessarily had anything to do with Mike Brown, but just in general. And but DeRay McKesson gets all this publicity, and Sean King gets all this publicity, makes all this money, and Charlie Kirk, Candace Owens. They say so many of the right things, but God, it's none of it seems like it's. I just don't know if they're genuine, but they have the right words, and they are so good at talking points, but Anyway, why did I mention her? Oh, because she wrote here, imagine if a white male actor, faked a hate crime against himself by pretending black men attacked him in the middle of the night, then was subsequently acquitted of all charges. Yeah. What was that one up there about the conservatives rioting in the streets? Right here. Yeah, there's all the conservatives rioting in the streets. So, see, there's a case right there. You know, Candace, the words are right, but there's something wrong, man. There's something wrong. Those words make sense to me, but I just don't know. Okay, here's one. George Soros donated $408,000 to the prosecutor who let Jussie Smollett walk. Cook County prosecutor Kim Fox must be investigated immediately for corruption. Yeah, that was to her campaign, which is not this year, I don't think. Anyway, Jussie Smollett walking free today was a spit in the face to the American justice system. Yep, I agree. Tatter. Oh. Yeah, I feel this person's pain. Tatter or tatter rags, whatever. I had this problem. How long ago? What time did I start this stream? I'm still deciding what title to use for the next episode. One of the finalists is another fucking episode not about Jussie Smollett. Except, yeah, because I've had several. I had a lot of Jussie Smollett episodes, just FYI. If you could look back on my timeline or whatever it is that you have on YouTube, the videos and stuff, I had quite a stretch there with those about Jussie. But anyway, and this one's about Jussie. But this is also about the justice system and how sometimes people with a lot of money usurp the justice system because of their connections, especially political connections. And I mentioned money, and because they're famous, and because they're black and gay and Jewish, and because corruption. Okay. All right. That's about it. Let's see. Unless there's some really... I never heard of Jussie Smollett for this mess, but now I know who he is, and I'm not a fan. Yeah, I don't know that... You know, Jussie Smollett's profile may be large, but I don't know that his support is going to grow whatsoever. Jussie Smollett gave a statement in which he said he has been truthful and consistent on every level since day one. Except for the fact that, you know what? If you've been truthful and consistent on every level since day one, then you wouldn't be giving up $10,000 and doing community service for the city of Chicago. If you've been truthful on every level since day one, Jussie, it really wouldn't cost you much. And you wouldn't have to make a plea bargain with the state's attorney. You just wouldn't. And also... they would be looking for your attackers right now. They would find your attackers. They would prosecute them and maybe put them in jail. But they would still be looking. But we know. We already know. We know who did it. Jussie. Yes, we do. Y'all heard Dr. Dre's daughter got into USC. Did you hear that news? There's some black folk who are not happy with Dr. Dre right now too, because Dr. Dre, and I know this is another little aside, but because right here it says Dr. Dre saying that his daughter got into USC on her own is like Jussie Smollett saying he's innocent. Oh, Sinatra says the ghost poo starting? I'm not keeping any from ghost poo. They get hundreds of people in their stream. I don't get anybody. I have you people who are faithful, and I love you people. Oh, but some of you like the ghost poo too. All right, I'm gonna chill. I gotta get out of here. I've been on long enough. his stream started 5 minutes ago. I got to go, folks. Hey, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wait. One last one. Last one. Wait, what? Why is... Oh, you got to be kidding me. Good God. So, Don, this is the last one for sure. Oh, Tucker Tuesday. All right, I'll get out of here. But here, Donald Trump today tweeted, "Thank you to the House Republicans for staying together and the big win today on the border. Today's vote simply reaffirms congressional Democrats are the party of open borders, drugs, and crime." Now, that's because they overrode the veto. The veto. They did not override the veto. Donald Trump vetoed the end to the emergency declaration. And House Democrats tried to override that veto, and they were unsuccessful. This dude has the balls to say, "Bro, have you apologized to Jussie Smollett? It was a complete exoneration for him today. MAGA, Jussie Smollett. I want you to blow me another kiss." And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I got to get out of here. Hey, go check out Sinatra's channel. He's doing Tucker Tuesday, and I'm stepping on his toes right now. Thank you for watching Dawg Knight Live. I thank you so much, C. Thomas, for all the super chats. I appreciate you. Next time, if y'all, like I said, you can support me in many ways. One, through that little share button down here, or you can make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit the bell. You can do super chats or donations through Streamlabs, which I do. I like Streamlabs because they don't take a lot out. If the money you donate goes to me and not to Google anyway, so I may not, even when I get 1,000 subscribers, I may not do super chats. But anyway, thank you so much. My name is Dawg Knight, and I am out of here. Bye. Hey, this is Dawg Knight, and I want to thank you for joining me today on the Dawg Knight channel. Before you go, if you like what you saw and you're not already subscribed, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button down below, and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, and 2 p.m. GMT. A special thanks to all supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through our Streamlabs link in the description below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here.